Hello viewers and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We'll continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. And IMF, they've humiliated Zimbabwe leadership and they've said something very important. Let us take a look onto what is really happening in the nation Zimbabwe. And at this point in time, IMF is coming at a point where ZANU-PF has been running propaganda about ZiG being accepted as an international currency. But remember, the Zimbabwean dollar was also recognized officially internationally, but it didn't work because the institutions themselves, they never trusted this government of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So this time around, the IMF ordered Emmerson Mnangagwa and his team to address the issues of corruption to reduce vulnerabilities. This is something very important because when Mnangagwa does not address corruption, things remain the same. Nothing will change for the good of the people of Zimbabwe. So here's the headline: Zim must address corruption to reduce vulnerabilities, IMF. This is very important because these are the people they were celebrating that they have endorsed ZiG. But this time around, they are saying that they need to end corruption. We have been saying this for a very long time to say the issue is not about the currency, the issue is not about sanctions, the issue is not about anything else except corruption. Once you deal with corruption, once you deal with overspending, then you see the country Zimbabwe starting to move forward. There are areas where can be addressed simply by stopping corruption. For example, health delivery in Zimbabwe, education in Zimbabwe. These sectors can be dealt with completely when you stop with corruption because we have enough money. You can create even jobs in the nation of Zimbabwe if you stop corruption and you focus on things which improve the welfare of the people. So the International Monetary Fund says rampant corruption poses a risk to Zimbabwe's macroeconomic performance and must be urgently addressed. When it is somebody, a Zimbabwean, saying this, they will gladly come after you, these people, ZANU-PF, shamelessly come after you. But they are being told the truth by the IMF. They have been clapping heads for the IMF and the World Bank in the past few days, saying that ZiG has been accepted as an international currency. So they are saying that the country needs structural reforms to improve the business climate and also to strengthen economic governance and to alleviate corruption vulnerabilities, which means there is need for ZANU-PF government led by Emmerson Mnangagwa, as illegal as it is, to follow this advice and stop corruption. If you take a look on corruption right now, it's happening from the office of the president, directly from the office of the president. That is where everything is happening. So vanataka chibata kuti they are getting their instructions straight from the president's office, and everything is being run from there. So you would see that the team from the IMF, they were in Zimbabwe from 18 to 27 June. And after that trip, they noted that corruption is hindering success in the nation of Zimbabwe. And that is the reason why you see the currency is not working, the economy is not working, no policies are working. It's because of corruption. Corruption is bleeding Zimbabwe. I have been saying if you go to the birth certificate office, there is massive corruption there. Munhu wese ari kusiya $10 kuti awane birth. Vanhu ari kusiya $10 kuti awane ma-IDs. That is not supposed to be happening. You can simply implement digital processes to end that corruption. A single website at the registrar's office will end corruption at the registrar's office. It's something very simple. You can also implement a single software or a website at the VID, which will stop all the corruption happening there. So this is something very important because you can deal with those issues. You can even implement cameras to assist in terms of taking driver's licenses. Suspend my road tests. Suspend my road tests. Let the issues of road tests happen at driving schools. Let it be mandatory. Kutima driving schools, they have to teach people how to drive on the roads, suspend road tests because ndo pari kudyirwa mari nevanhu veVID. And munhu ari kungopiwa license yacho asina kupasa road test. So what's the need yekuramba muchiita road test when that is a very big loophole? Suspend road tests up until you fit cameras in the areas where road tests happen. Fit cameras and make sure that you put road markings. Once you put road markings, you then instruct each and every driving school to also fit a camera on their vehicles, and that camera will be used to test everybody through a website, and you will be given a green light if you have passed and a red light if you have failed. That is going to help. That is going to reduce rampant corruption happening at VID right now. So it means it will be the issue between the driving school and the student and the computer system at VID, which will deal with the issue of road test. So then you go on to video assisted driving test per VID in the yard. You also pass assisted by the videos. That is so simple, because these people, they've proved they are very corrupt. But the government of Zimbabwe, despite all these proposals, they've refused to implement them because they are corrupt. So there is no justification whatsoever to continue losing money at VID, at the registrar. There is no justification. It's a matter of negligence from the government. It's a matter that they want to promote corruption. If you then go to the issues at the courts in Zimbabwe are now captured to an extent where people who have committed no crimes are serving in prison. How are you going to rebuke magistrates who are taking bribes and jailing innocent people when the same magistrates are being used to jail innocent opposition activists? So you can actually see that corruption is leading and is taking a toll and is destroying Zimbabwe. And I agree with the IMF there. But the problem with institutions like IMF, they simply talk without action. So, in Zimbabwe, they will ignore fundamentals, they will ignore the truth, and they will talk without any action. I believe that the only way to deal with this issue is for Zimbabweans to act. I can give you an example. The introduction of Mutapa Investment Fund, it's a looting vehicle which has been introduced there by the Mnangagwas. A lot of looting is going to happen because of the Mutapa Investment Fund. A lot of looting is going to happen. No economic stabilization is going to be realized because every company which falls under this fund has been exonerated from going to tender, which means what we have seen happening at ZEC is now going to happen at these institutions without anybody checking. And remember, the people of Zimbabwe will not have access to these documents easily to know what is really happening at those institutions, which means corruption, looting is being promoted at the highest level. Everything you are seeing in Zimbabwe in terms of corruption, the first family is linked to the corruption happening. Take a look on Chivayo. He clearly makes it kuti ndakachibata kuti G Mnangagwa. And it's not us saying so, it's Chivayo. Ari kuti ndakachibata kuti G and nothing happens to him. The ndakachibata kuti G refers to the corrupt activities which are happening in the nation Zimbabwe. And Emmerson Mnangagwa has been implicated in these corrupt activities and has done nothing to make sure that he clears his name, which means they are working together. He has, by being quiet, he has agreed that they are working together with Chivayo, and he has agreed that he has been captured by working with Chivayo to an extent that he promotes corruption and he defends corruption in Zimbabwe. This is the reason why you see every corrupt person is released. There was a NASA director who was being charged of 31 million which was looted. And that 31 million vanished and was never recovered. But the lady was released recently. She was acquitted. Here is the modus operandi. They arrest you. They deny you bail for 2-3 days. They then release you on bail. And the matter takes 5 years without completion. The prosecution will come and say, we don't have evidence, and the case will be closed. Just like that. It's because these people, the people involved in this looting, are very, very prominent people. And this can be easily traced because vana vava vakadzimba, vana vava vari kuburitsa mari vachienda kunoviga everything else. These things can be traced to say, why is it that these people are maintaining these kind of lifestyles? Singaenderana nemari dzavari kuwana. The funny part is the government of Zimbabwe right now, salaries are kuwanika muma departments nema ministries since IMF Mnangagwa came in. They don't justify developments avari kuita padzimba dzavo, which means you can easily trace these people and understand how corrupt they are based on the lifestyles they are living against the salaries they are getting. That is so simple. So when there is willingness within the government, things are dealt with. But when the government is not willing, then you always have a problem. And as the people of Zimbabwe will continue to speak out, will continue to call Mnangagwa to stop corruption, to deal with corruption, and to make sure that he save the people of Zimbabwe. Mari dziri kubiwa 31 million yakabiwa from NASA could have bought cancer machines, more than 15 cancer machines, which means each and every province could have one. And our major provinces, that is Harare as well as Bulawayo, then go to Gweru, Masvingo. They could have had 2 cancer machines each. So you can actually see that this is something very important which needs to be addressed, but it needs a willing government to do so. When the government is not willing, you always have a problem. So this is it. We'll continue to watch and see what is going to happen next. But corruption in Zimbabwe is now taking a toll and is becoming a burden